Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Relationship Advice and it's by user Throwaway Lunch. My 38 female husband, 39 male, hid having lunch with a coworker, 25 female, and said my food was tasteless. What do I do? I want this to be quick. I feel really weird about this and I'm on the verge of asking for a separation. So, I've been with my husband for 15 years, married for 11. Amazing relationship, small bumps of course, but nothing like this. I've always made lunch for my husband to take to work, and up until a little over a month ago, that was fine. Middle of March, he said that a new Turkish food stand opened up outside of his office and that he had been eating lunches there instead because they were good. Alright, no problem. So he just completely stopped asking for lunches. I had maybe packed 5 during this time frame for him, but I'm not even sure he was eating them now. So on Thursday, I was at home working and I had a phone call from him. Thought he was calling during his lunch, but he had butt dialed me instead. At first, I didn't hear much, just him talking to someone. I was about to hang up until I heard a woman's voice as well. I wouldn't say I'm a jealous person, but I was a little bit curious, so I muted my call at work and listened. It was just a standard conversation at first. He was praising this woman's cooking a lot, which of course made me realize that he was eating lunch this coworker made. I was a bit peeved, but there's an explanation, sure. Although that went out the effing window when she said, "Is it better than your wife's?" To which he replied, "Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, it's not tasteless for start," followed by laughing. First of all, what the F is that supposed to mean? 15 years of cooking and now he has a complaint? And not even to me, but some coworker? Also, that absolutely isn't innocent on her end, right? I'm not crazy in thinking that's so weird. Why even bring me up? Anyway, I raised hell, ended the call, sent him a message not to worry about my tasteless cooking anymore and that he can eat from the bin from now on. He's apologized, said that he loves my food and was just trying to seem cool in front of his coworker. I asked why he lied about where he was getting lunch from and he said that initially he did get it from that stand, but the coworker started offering and he didn't want to tell me because he thought that I would get jealous. Yeah, can you blame me? So I've been airing him since. I'm still pissed to be honest. I haven't made lunch or dinner, only for myself since he said that he dislikes it so much. He said today that he's apologized and that I shouldn't keep punishing him, but I'm literally an inch from going to my mom's. I have a suitcase with my clothes packed under our bed ready. Dad thinks it was a stupid comment, but that I should work it out. Mom is on my side regardless of my decision. I'm thinking about leaving for a few days at least. Maybe a separation, but I honestly just want some reassurance if that's what's best here. Well, OP, it's a tough call because personally, I don't think this is about your cooking at all. I think this is an emotional affair. First of all, you're absolutely right about the coworker. She's in on this and she really wants something, or else why would she bring you up in the conversation? And your husband's response, wanting to seem cool by putting down your cooking, essentially putting you down in favor of her? Yeah, I'm sorry, but that is not your typical office conversation or even work lunch conversation. You are absolutely right to feel disrespected and be angry. My question here is, was this the first time and you just caught it luckily because he accidentally butt dialed you? Or has this been happening for a while now? Because let's face it, bringing up somebody else's wife's cooking in a conversation at your workplace is not a random thing. If I was in your situation, I would sit down with my husband and have him tell me everything. I would still probably go to my mom's house or ask him to give me some space to think things over. Like, what's the quickest route to get to an attorney? And what would your advice be for OP? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. Single Vacation 427 says, married men who are into some other woman start conversations by making themselves the victim and saying crap about their wives. In this case, maybe your husband was crap talking about your cooking and now this coworker is making him lunch and they are eating it together. Hexagons and such says, damn, he insulted you to look cool in front of a female coworker? Like, why? That makes no sense unless he was trying to impress her by crap talking you and disregarding that you had been feeding him for years at the same time. How disrespectful. That would definitely feel like a slap in the face if I was in your shoes. I'm sorry, hon. I'd definitely leave for a couple of nights, no question. And Opie responds, that's what I'm thinking too. There's no other way why someone would say that unless they were trying to impress them. I'm really leaning towards just spending some days away. He's constantly apologizing and getting emotional, and it's suffocating me. I've moved to the guest room because I can't even look at him anymore. And the Witch of Lycan Moon says, my husband worked in a very ethnically diverse group, so it wasn't odd for one of the Greek, Turkish, or Indian, etc. co-workers to let him try something, and then if he liked it, they'd make extra for him the next time they made it and bring it in for him. That's fine, even if it came from a woman, it's innocent. But this is a planned out, long-term and developed deception that would have kept going had he not been caught. Add in that he's bad-mouthing you to a woman, agreeing she is better, and then expects you to just get over it? For me, it's more about the intentional, extensive, and deep lying more than anything. I'm not a leave him girl type of person because we all make mistakes, but for myself personally, getting past this would just turn my relationship toxic with distrust, so I would indeed need to leave. It is possible to at least move out for a while and discuss this with him if you wanted, but that's up to you. I'm sorry you're having to deal with this. And Opie responds, that's exactly my thought process as well. I have co-workers, male and female, who have made amazing lunches that I've tried before. Some that I've even brought home for my husband. If his co-worker was seriously making amazing lunches, I'd encourage him to continue. Hell, I'd ask him to bring a portion home. There was no reason to lie. And the fact that he did is making me so suspicious now. I'm huge on communication, and this has just really knocked back our relationship. Additional information from Opie's comments. I have to say that he's never been the type of person to put me down to seem cool at all. I can't remember a single time he said something negative about me to myself, never mind to someone else. He hasn't been acting suspicious with his phone. He comes home on time, and if he's out with friends, I can pretty much confirm it. Maybe at most it's an emotional affair or a crush, but at the moment I don't think he's cheating. He's apologized, but I'm still pretty hurt over it. Cooking for 15 years just to have him badmouth me sucks. Ideally, I want him to cut ties with that coworker of his too for bringing me up. He won't mention much of her, but I feel like she's just as bad too. I think she's an a-hole. No clue why she had the audacity to try and bring me up like that. Like, how comfortable do you have to be with someone to even say something like that? He denies anything similar happening before, but he didn't even hesitate before answering, so I smell BS there. I'm also pretty annoyed he lied to me for a month about the fact that he was eating lunch with this coworker. Her lunch too. Her food better be God's effing gift to humanity for mine to be tasteless in comparison. I like the idea of showing up to see how great it is for myself. The cheek she has, it must be good. His excuse has been that she does one of those food services where she makes extra portions of her lunch and sells it to coworkers. I have no way of proving that though, so it could be absolute bull. What's on my mind is, why would a 25-year-old even want to cook for an almost 40-year-old man? I consider myself an amazing cook. I cook for friends and family when they come over. Absolutely no complaints there. None from my husband either. Seasoning is my best friend. He can barely cook, so having him cook for both of us would be more of a punishment for me, to be honest. I've been making him cook for himself since this happened, and he's been miserable. I feel like an idiot for spending all that time on him now. Regardless of what happens, I'm not cooking for him from now on. F that. And I have to say, I'm very lucky to be child-free at the moment, or I'd be losing my crap even more. So luckily, worst comes to shove, I can leave with little to no contact. OP's in-comment update. I showed him my post and your comments this morning. Very apologetic and emotional. I don't really have much to update since it's a Sunday, but we've talked some more and I've asked him a couple of hard-hitting questions. Not sure if I should update my post with it, but it wasn't much. No signs of cheating at all. He's open with his phone and I've read the messages between them, which were slightly flirty and no secret apps. He hasn't changed his behaviors at all. They're co-workers too, so a lot of the earlier texts were just coordination about stuff. The flirty texts were a lot of her flirting and him playing into it, talking about how strong and handsome he looks, him thanking her saying she'd like to hang out sometime after work, him declining, only positive thing in that thread, but appreciating the offer. It was honestly a lot of her complimenting him and him just egging her on a bit. Then, about a week ago, she was complaining about not having a boyfriend and calling herself ugly, to which he replied that she was beautiful and that any guy would be lucky to have her, and she replied, "Even you?" And he just sent a thumbs up, so he can F right off. I've gone over a list of petty things I want to do, worst comes to shove, one of which includes flirting with a mutual friend that likes me, but that's a fail-safe scenario if it gets bad. Trust, if I find out any of this was physical or if there's something else, I'm booking a hotel. Alright, well, the community's theory is that this is not good. It's definitely an emotional affair, and from OP's extended comments, we see that it was. That thumbs up is the straw that broke the camel's back. Although, OP, I would advise you to not act on it, because you might regret that. Not because of him, but because of you. Anyways, let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. I'm back. It's not a great update, but you all deserve one for all of the advice you gave me on my last post. He confirmed that he developed a crush on her. It's an emotional affair at least, and that's all I really need to hear. I sat him down and had a heart-to-heart with him. Bottom line are these points. 1. If I hadn't have heard what he said, he most likely would have continued flirting with her. He admitted this himself. 2. He liked the attention. She had badmouthed me previously. I didn't ask for examples, and he didn't shut it down because he liked it. 3. She has actively been pursuing him for over 3 months now. He hadn't put a stop to it until I caught him. And 4. The Saturday before last, she offered to give him head during lunch together. He declined, but he told me that he let her feel his muscles over his clothes. I have doubts he turned it down, to be honest. Like, he's fine with her talking crap about me, but getting head is too much? Right, okay. It floors me how he could even need that gratification, as if our sex lives weren't good. Like, okay, maybe if we hadn't slept together in months, it could have been more of a conversation. Now, the only reason he said all of this effing crap was because I was all sweet and I said, "I promise, tell me the truth and we can move on. I'll forgive you. I just want to know." Right, F that. He is packing his bags. This is my house and it will be treated as such. I really don't care anymore. If he seriously deluded himself into thinking this is going to last, he can crack on. I'm genuinely so angry more than anything. I did everything for him. I make double what he does, so I paid all the bills, while we used his money for fun stuff. When we met, he had crippling CPTSD and body dysmorphia. I did effing everything to help him get over it. I dealt with his night terrors every bloody night despite it ruining my sleep. I reassured him constantly despite not getting it back. All of it without a bloody complaint. You love someone so much just for them to throw you away so easily. It's a full-time job on top of the one you already have, and it seriously isn't light work. Having to be hyper-aware of everything in case it triggers an episode. We had just gotten to a place where I could get him out of his panic attacks and episodes without him spiraling, and he does this. Guess that's her thing to deal with now. Still, a part of me still hopes he's okay. You don't go 15-odd years seeing someone's most vulnerable side to just stop caring instantly. Anyway, he cried, had a panic attack, and I had to calm him down from it and is now taking his time packing. He keeps stopping to come into the living room to ask for a hug. I can't even express how disgusted I feel, like I physically can't even look at him anymore. There was no need for him to pursue this. If he was unhappy, he should have told me. I don't know why the hell he even felt the need to get some validation from this girl, but sure, whatever. He keeps saying he doesn't know why he did it, but of course he knows. He's just too much of a coward to tell me. Well, whatever. It's done now. He's leaving. His family is back in Germany, so F knows who he's staying with. Probably her, but I'm washing my hands of him. He hasn't even left the house yet because he's taking so long packing. Divorce attorney can be tomorrow's worry. I just want some peace and rum tonight. Thank you all for the advice you gave me on the last post. So many great ideas that I didn't even end up needing to use because he just downright admitted it all to me. Extended from OP's comments. Yeah, he's gone. I'm not sure where he is. He said he's at a hotel, but I really couldn't know if it's the truth. When he first left, it was a lot of pleasing and apologizing. He's calmed down a bit now, and I think he realized that I'm serious about divorcing him, so he's been asking the logistics and stuff. Well, OP, I'm sorry things ended this way, but the good thing is that you're mine as a cheating husband. Sure, it wasn't a happy update, but it is a positive one because now you're free of that. So on that note, here's wishing you the best in the future, OP. Thank you so much for sharing and take care. And now let's finish this video with a mood booster post. This post is from the subreddit Malicious Compliance, and it's by user DefiantLion8183. Deleted? You sure? Okay. So I'm a fiend for Excel spreadsheets. Absolutely love them, and even bought an extra wide monitor for home so I can see them in all their glory. My boss keeps telling me that she's an advanced Excel user. She can run macros, she can do pivot tables, she knows formulas. Not once have I seen her create or manipulate a spreadsheet in the 6 months I've worked for her. So I had a template on our team's chat that we used every week. It was automated to within an inch of its life to tell us about the company's health. We've been using it for the last 4 months after I was given approval by the boss to make it live. Gave her a tutorial and everything. This was for the admins to all see it, and I'd only need to update the raw data once a week instead of sending it manually to whoever wanted it on a given day. Up to 4 times a day usually. Took about 6 hours of work a week having it set up like that. Well, the boss told me to take it down because a different department who hadn't seen it was worried about personal data when one of the admins told them about it. There isn't anything like that in there, and anything that isn't open access is password hidden anyway. Our IT team has been formally requested to add a new member to our team chat. The spreadsheet is password protected, the tabs are password protected, and the whole company is locked down hard anyway. So, boss orders me to take it down and delete it. Run a fresh one for anyone who wants it. I explained there wasn't anything in that was personal or private data, but got told nope, delete it. Tried to explain we use it amongst the admins every day and it has all these built-in features and tables, etc. Nope, deleted. So I did. The fallout? Read on. Q today, the boss says to me her big boss meeting is presenting figures to the executives tomorrow. She starts quoting figures that are wildly out from the true numbers. I question where they come from, and she shows me a Frankenstein report that is saying the exact opposite of what she thought. Run by someone not even in our department. I tell her the accurate grand total and show her how I got there with a simple table and some screenshots I had of the original shared spreadsheet. She asks for access and I tell her it's been deleted. I explained why and even showed the meeting notes where she had approved its use after viewing it. She denies any knowledge of it but wants it back. I said it would take me 2 to 3 days to make it again due to my workload increases. I saved a copy of the template, but no way am I telling her that. This will give me breathing room to get a backlog out of my queue while she thinks I'm working on it. Let her sweat through that executive meeting knowing every figure is wrong. No one's saving her ass in this team anymore. Well, there wasn't really any need to delete the table, but I guess she just wanted it gone. Now it's gone. And by the way, just to share a little bit, I don't know why, but I do have a favorite Excel formula. It's VLOOKUP, and particularly use it with some conditional formatting. I don't know why, but I just love it. Thanks for sharing, OP. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out. So here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.